And now we're live. There we go. Internet. Everyone's watching. If they're not watching, they're obviously busy right now.
Probably busy.
This guy. He's smiling. He's happy.
Else.
He's happy to be here.
Right.
It's the first sip I've got. Oh. No, there's no aroma. It's drinkable though. Let's put it that way.
This is wondrous.
No.
It's a splendid beer. Right.
Know your limits. It's just in bold.
No.
I don't. I still don't.
Not interested.
No.
Right. Here we go.
Is it a different kind
Hello
of
and welcome to the JfG Podcast. It is episode 254, and my name is Alex, and I'm joined, as ever, by my good friend Ash. And here's Ash. Hello.
Hello. I am right here, right now.
There you are. He's right there.
I'm trying to think of the song now, and it's gone out of my mind. Right here, right now.
Right now.
Superstar
Right here.
DJ.
Right now.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Well, hey.
How you doing?
Off we go. Yeah, I'm good, mate. It's Wednesday. It's podcast night. I'm raging. Really, I'm absolutely raging inside right now.
The devil and God.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not happy. Yeah, obviously, as we know with the old coronavirus that's going around, a lot of people have forgotten about it, but I haven't. But I still like to go to the shops, as you know. This week, I've decided that Argos is probably the shop to go to now that it's open. Me thinking, Argos is open. I can go down there and spunk some cash, or AKA not cash, some, I don't know the name of them, some vouchers. They're like bonus, not bonus, but I can't remember the name of them. They're stupid vouchers that are only allowed in certain places like Argos and Iceland. Okay. And I'm like, I got 150 of them because I've been in my job for 10 years. I was like, thank you very much. I love that. I decided that I'm going to spunk that money on a wheel stand because Argos have got, a wheel stand for 70 quid. It's pretty decent. It looks all right. It seems to be a design that a lot of other companies use. So I'm sure it's tried and tested and is okay.
The sort of two-pronged sort of table tray of an airplane sort of thing.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Tilted pedals and all that shit. Everything like locks in. I'm like, that looks solid enough for me to enjoy. Because, I've been playing a lot of F1 recently and enjoying my sim racing. Yeah. So I was like, it's definitely time to get rid of the ironing board, which is my go-to.
And this, of course, we're
choice.
Talking about a literal ironing board.
It's an ironing board, yeah. I mean, if you are getting into sim racing and you have a wheel and you're thinking, what can I attach this to? Ironing board. It's adjustable. Yep. You can get your legs under there, kind of. It's all good, It's. I would say it's the go-to maneuver, but yeah. Obviously,
it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, when you got to improvise early doors if you're a bit short of the old cash and you're just getting into it. I famously used a sort of a bedside chest of drawers for some time. Just took the drawers out.
I had one of those bar stools. I had a bar stool and it was perfect because my legs went under it. It's the right height. Obviously, the wife decides to throw that away.
Good idea.
Without, talking about it with me. I was like, okay, cool.
Healthy relationship.
Yeah, it is. I mean, she'd clearly seen me using it for many weeks. So I was like, right, fuck you, ironing board. There you go. How'd you like them apples?
You did this. This is on you.
This is your
Absolutely,
fault. Right. So anyway, I go to Argos to get this thing. And they don't let me in the store. They're like, have you click and collected your thing? I'm like, no, because if I do that, I have to pay for it, and I want to use these vouchers. Oh no, sorry, sir, we're not accepting anything we have to touch. I'm like, okay. I mean, so that's a no? Yes, that's a no.
That's a no.
All right, fuck you then. I'll take my £70 elsewhere. Thank you very much. And so, sad face, I don't have a wheel stand anymore. Luckily, I still have an ironing board. So
Gibbons,
I'm
buddy.
okay.
You're kind of back to square one at this point, and just got to wait until the shops accepts items again.
Yeah, and when they can touch things. Hopefully, my vouchers. I think they run out next year sometime. Fingers crossed, I can still fucking use them. We shall see, buddy. So
Gibbons.
That's my week, pretty much. I did some digging and stuff, but who cares about that? Oh, I've ordered a load of hops and malt, hopefully coming tomorrow or Friday. So I'm going to make some beer. I'm very excited about that because I'm a huge fan of beer. And that makes me ask the question, what are you drinking tonight, buddy?
This.
I see this.
I've got a mini keg of Adnan's ghost ship here, buddy, and it's got good flow actually. So I'm just topping up now. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, sounds good.
That's good. Oh,
sounds deep.
Now.
Yeah.
Bit of froth. Yes. Ooh. It's a beautiful beer. I really enjoy it. What about you?
Well, as I mentioned, I like to go to the shops. I was in Aldi earlier.
Yep.
Doing the booze run for the week. 50 quid later, I came out with some of this new, apparently, £1.9 a bottle, Harper's American IPA. I was like, I'll try that for £1.09. It's drinkable, I'd say.
It's drinkable. That means it's a liquid, as opposed to like a gas.
It's wet.
Or a salt. Yeah. What a review. That's a box quote. Got that straight on the can.
Yeah, no. It says biscuit and spice balance with big hop citrus fruit aromas. I was smelling it. I couldn't smell anything apart from wetness.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, you got to try these things. I know I'll be going back to my Buckhorn or whatever it was. Fucking I had the other day that got me absolutely tanked. That was a good beer. It was tasty. So yeah, buddy, that's what I'm drinking this evening. It's quite dark as well. I mean, yeah, it's all right.
Well, very nice, buddy. Beautiful stuff. I'm feeling rigid. I've not really done anything this week.
Why's that, buddy?
Because, well, there's stuff going on, and I don't like it outside, so I'm staying in here.
That makes sense.
And that's it. I did actually make a trip to Medway over the weekend, and
crazy.
You'll notice I haven't been stabbed anywhere. Like, I didn't get
fucking
stabbed
nailed
at all.
it, buddy.
So,
well played.
I don't know. Yeah,
elusive.
I mean, I'm so lucky in that regard. But I continue to. It's been a while since I've been to and from Medway, of course. But I didn't get stabbed, so that was really nice. Other than that, I've been keeping up with all of the latest gaming news. We'll get onto that very shortly.
Oh, yeah.
And it would appear that my oven's broken, so that's really nice.
Oh, happy days.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, buddy, you haven't got to go and buy a new one. You can just be like, oi, landlord, oven's broken.
Send some scary person round who may or may not have a coronavirus to...
Yeah, hopefully he'll come in full hazmat suit.
We'll hide in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Shout when you leave!
Just spray him with bleach as he turns up. Just
fucking straight through the spray. We'll going to put up like ground sheets all around everywhere other than the little passageway from the top of the stairs to the oven.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So stay in your designated area. Fuck.
What happens if he needs the toilet?
Go in the oven. Just do it in the oven. We'll burn it off. Oven.
Yeah. What about the sink?
We'll
Is that
burn it off.
Acceptable? Maybe.
No, they don't go near. They don't need to go near the sink. That's
it's
at least a metre
oven.
and a half from the oven.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. So yeah. Anyway, video games. I've been playing some. I don't want to talk about it for too long because we really want to focus on of course, the big news this week, which was the PS5 reveal. We'll get into that shortly.
Can I just say, whilst
Yep.
the PS5 reveal was going on, the
Yep.
Discord was a poppin', a crack-a-lacking.
It was a beautiful time. Unfortunately, I was attending a virtual pub quiz at the time, buddy. Otherwise, I would have joined you all. But
You were. You got involved towards the
lots of
end.
fun in there.
It was lovely. Yeah. We had 5, maybe 5. I might be wrong. No, 4 people talking at one
55
point.
55 people all at once.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
4 million people
It was
talking
like an auto
at
cue.
once.
Absolutely.
I couldn't handle it. I mean, if we had any more, I was going to say fans, but that doesn't make sense. Any other people that listen to this piece of shit, I think I'd have a breakdown.
I couldn't handle it. I'd stop it immediately.
Obviously, and
so make sure you don't tell your friends or that.
Well, unfortunately, buddy, this week I've infiltrated Spotify. We're now on Spotify as well.
I saw this. We're on Spotify. Check us out on there.
If you listen to music on Spotify, actually, the only reason I did it is because the other day I was annoyed at my podcast app for being wank. It's not wank, but it was having a moment like they do every now and again.
Right.
And I was like, oh yeah, podcasts are on Spotify. So I've just started using Spotify as my podcast listening app now because it carries on when I'm on my computer or if I'm on my phone or tablet. This is not a fucking thing to say, go and get Spotify. Jesus Christ, that's not what we do. But it was just nice and easy for me. And I was like, oh, cool. Like,
convenient.
It was convenient. And I was like, oh, I wonder if how hard, because it was quite hard to get on there at one point.
It was incredibly difficult.
I did some investigating and it's really easy now. So I sent our feed across, picked some categories for us to go in, and bam, we're on there. For some reason, it's only picking up the last 10 episodes, but I mean, you don't need to listen to anything past that because it's all bullshit anyway.
No, it's all bullshit. If you're listening on Spotify, welcome to the party. And,
we can get like stats up. And shit. Like,
I don't know if that's wise.
Well, it's not a good idea.
Do well clear of those. But very nice. Very nice too. Nice work, buddy. Check it out.
Yeah, I did something. Look at me. I did it.
And of course, you know, we broadcast live as well on Twitch and YouTube, and you can find our Discord from there as well, or just head to the JfG Podcast.co.uk and you can find all that fucking information. It's right there for you, bud. It's all there. It's all there for you.
Well,
so
just here's some stats for you.
Oh.
Since doing it like 2 days ago, right? We've had 3 starts where people, I don't know what that means. Starts, 2 streams, I don't know what that means, and 2 listeners. So
there you go.
There you go, audience.
Thanks very much. Welcome.
Oh, mate, there's a whole breakdown here, listeners. Yeah, there it is. 100% male. Get in.
Yes, it was working.
Yeah. We've got this.
Yeah.
We've got this now.
We've
got it. We're on there. Look, mate, these stats are ace. So yeah, everyone listen through Spotify so I can look at glorious stats.
Yeah.
That's all I want now.
That's all he wants.
Anyway, yes. We should probably talk about video games that is the topic for this week.
I've been playing 3 games. One of them I had never played before, and the other 2 I had.
I've played 3 games, all of which I have played before.
Gibbons, buddy. Well,
it's like a riddle.
I'll do my first one.
Go for it, buddy.
Having a little yawn just at the very prospect of talking about this video game. Star Wars
it's going to be short then.
2.
Oh, yeah. Sweet, buddy. Did you get online and shoot some noobs?
I played a little bit of this online.
Oh my god.
And it's all right. It's all right.
Okay, do you remember the first Star Wars Battlefront? Not obviously that one. Like the one,
the first reboot. The first, I do.
And the enjoyment that we got from that game being in Star Wars.
It was briefly enjoyable. It was quite fun, the idea of being in Star Wars. It was very
Visually, it
pretty.
was amazing. It
Yeah,
was a
quite
glorious game.
quite novel, having like no bullet drop and
Pew
big.
pew.
It was it was all right. It was tarnished somewhat by really poor vehicle and
Well,
hero
yeah,
integration.
that didn't go
Um,
great.
the fact that there was a pre-order bonus that was a gun that was infinitely more powerful than all other guns, so you just kept getting killed by this same weapon.
There
I can't
was
remember
that
the name of it now.
issue. Yeah,
DL-44, maybe something
yeah, I'm
like
gonna go.
that.
Yeah, that
Uh,
sounds about
If
right.
that's bang on, then I'm fucking awesome. But yeah, that was great. They just flogged that. If you bought it like the 80 quid version, then you could kill everyone.
Yeah,
If you just bought the game in good faith
yep.
for a normal price, but still full price, then you're not allowed to have any fun or kill anyone. The vehicle spawn points never changed, so people just camped them. Regularly, it spawned people in behind you. It was all right. It was novel, but something of a mess. This, of course, more known for its loot box fiasco than anything else.
Happy days.
Immediately loading the game up, it made me cycle through like 15 like splash pages all about buy this fucking bullshit, buy
Cool.
this, buy that.
Good start,
this
then.
is great. This season, why honestly. And then and then it's just main menu's just barking at me. Loot. You've got 3 loot crates to open, and lots of and then I was like, I'll play the single player. I'll just play a bit of the single player. It's in there as well. The single player.
So what is the single player?
Okay,
Like,
so
surely it can't be anything major.
They've done cutscenes, and then the actual game is just rudimentary environments with the multiplayer mechanics.
Oh, cool! And
some
bots.
AIs.
Yeah,
and the AI is non-existent. Like the intelligence is non-existent. Every enemy just charges at you. Within the first 20 minutes of playing this single-player campaign, I witnessed 6 separate occasions of the game spawning enemies in front of me, visibly in front of me, within 10 feet of me. There they are, just pops in. Something that game designers pretty much perfected, hiding those sort of spawn-ins. I don't know, maybe 25 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, it's going to be a
maybe
while
longer.
ago.
Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on the game developers of the early 90s there. But, it really is the very least that I expect is for, if you're going to spawn something in, at least put it behind a tree or around a corner.
Don't do it in eyesight, you better.
No, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. Because fuck you. And also, buy loot crates, because all of our loot crate and card integration is also in the single player experience as well.
Nice.
It's constantly barking at you to use perk points and buy loot crates. And you're just trying to play the story. The story itself seems half-baked and wank. All of the enemies just charge at you all the time. There's no tactics to it or anything like that. It's buggy and glitchy as hell. It doesn't run particularly well. It doesn't look any better than the previous game. And the weapons seem to overheat too quickly. And
handy.
It's terrible. This thing's absolutely dreadful. And there's probably a decent game buried deep within it. But you're not going to find it. And I don't know why you would even try. So, yeah. That's Star Wars Battlefront 2, buddy. Any questions?
Nice. No questions from me.
The multiplayer is the same as the first game.
Yeah, I thought it would be. I don't think anything.
The environments are less iconic in this one because they pretty much did all the iconic ones.
They did all the iconic ones,
in the first game or as DLC for the first game.
Yeah.
So it's much, much more of the same, but less interesting. No more polished. It still looks relatively nice, but even that, because you're just rehashing that same game engine, that doesn't have the impact that the first reboot had. Running around is quite smooth, but obviously the single player thing is quite obviously completely bolted on to the point where I'm not even sure they had like a separate team working on that. It seems so tacked on that it's barely even relevant, and it just wastes your time, to be honest.
Cool. So box quote, waste of time. Got you.
It is a waste of time, and it's a waste of money, and it's a pile of shit, and I don't like it. I've never really been a fan of. I have never really been a fan of any of these dice shooters. Like the closest I probably came was 1943 on the 360.
That was, yeah, I'd say that was a good one.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's the closest I come to actually enjoying a Battlefield. I didn't like Battlefield 3. I really didn't like Battlefield 4.
You didn't play Bad Company 2, did you?
I played a little bit of the single player and quite enjoyed it. But
you never played the online on that, though.
The single player campaign rather than just pretending to.
Because I don't think
I didn't.
Anything has beaten Bad Company 2 since playing that. I think all of their shooters have gone further downhill. Reasons because I say so.
Yeah, I mean, I see EA Access. You can get EA Access a month of EA Access for 80p.
80p, at the moment.
Which I need to check and make sure that that's not an introductory offer, because I actually bought a code for £1 off of CD Keys for a month before, and it didn't work because it said it was a 1 month trial. I think that this is just 79p for a month's worth.
Yeah,
but it's got to be FIFA 20 on there, which I thought I could probably play a couple of weeks of that. And Battlefield 5 is on there. I thought, I can maybe play Battlefield 5.
No,
but
I wouldn't.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't like Electronic Arts. I don't like DICE. I don't like the complicity.
Need for Speed though, mate. Great game.
Also wank. Yeah. So anyway, that's Battlefront. And we'll move on very briefly just to say that last week I said that I started up playing Firewatch through for a second time because the missus had never really seen it before. I played all the way through and completed Firewatch. And,
great game.
I have to say, it's a wonderful, wonderful game. It still has issues there, performance-wise on that base console.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a brilliant experience. I highly recommend it if you haven't played through it. It's one of the best walking sims, buddy, as you well know as a fan.
The best walking sim.
Well, I'm not sure about that. And I had a debate with the missus about that immediately after completing Firewatch, where I said, that's wonderful, but I do think that it might be the case that What Remains of Edith Finch is actually a better walking simulator than Firewatch. Not that there's any reason to have this argument, because they're both excellent indie games that have very fucking...
come down there
in terms of
right now.
In terms of the atmosphere they're trying to create, in terms of the game mechanics, in terms of the environments, and the end goal of each of those two games, they have nothing in common. And the only thing they vaguely have in common is that they are kind of slow-paced walking simulators with very few mechanics. Anyway, the missus was interested, so I fired up What Remains of Edith Finch, and we played through that start to finish. And has to be one of the best games of the generation. It has to be. It is a magnificent achievement, that game. It's just wonderful. It runs fucking terribly on the base Xbox, obviously, because everything does. You can't hold that against it. But if you can play it on a PlayStation then, or an Xbox One X, then
or a PC,
then do that. But this is a magnificent game. It's a wonderful achievement. This is these guys' previous game was Unfinished Swan, which kind of showed off where they were headed. And Edith Finch is just a really eclectic mix of different environments and brilliant storytelling and sort of, just wonderful. It's a relatively short experience. You can nobble it in about 3 hours, maybe less. And it's fucking fantastic. There's no padding. Everything works perfectly. It does exactly what it sets out to. And I highly recommend it. So there you go for your lockdown storytelling games, buddies. Firewatch and What Remains of Edith Finch, both very cheap on both platforms. Edith Finch is on Game Pass on the Xbox if you want to give it a little go on there. But fucking wonderful games.
Nice, buddy. I'm gonna have to play that game at some point, I think.
It's real good. It's real good. So what have you been playing this week, buddy?
Well, I got a new phone last week because my old phone was about 4 years old, and I got pissed off at the weekend when I had to charge it twice because the battery is a pile of shit in it. I mean, yeah, I could have replaced the battery in it, but I thought, you know what, fuck it. It's 4 years old now. Let's treat myself. So I bought one of these Chinese phones. Real respectable, like it's a Xiaomi Redmi 9S, which is, it's like a £200 phone at the moment. And yeah, it's decent. I like it. I'm not going to review it because that would be weird. But I did think, now that I've got, obviously I looked at some reviews on YouTube and they were like, oh yeah, you can play all the latest games and like, Call of Duty and shit on it. I was like, PUBG. And I was like, I'm not going to play them because like that's touchscreen is just the worst input device for playing games. It's terrible.
Certainly for us, it is.
Yeah.
The kids can do it, but we can't. Cause
I'm like, no. Like, I'll play like Roblox with my kids, and like sometimes they're on their tablets, and I'm on like the PC. And yes, obviously, I'm like at least 25 years older than them, and know how to play games. But like, you can just move about so much easier with the mouse and keyboard or controller. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's stupid. Touchscreens are retarded. So obviously I was like, let's install some games. So I went through my entire library of shit that I've bought. I found like that I had Civilization Revolution 2 or whatever it is that came out on Android. I was like, fucking sweet, I'll have that. Put that on there. Carcassonne, bam. That's going on there. Some fucking Need for Speed game. I was like, yeah, I'll put that on there. And then I found that I bought Exploding Kittens, which is a card game. And also, I'd bought Ticket to Ride, so God knows how many times I've bought that now. It must be like 4 times. It's nearly rivaling Minecraft, I'm guessing, actually, on the amount.
It's right up there.
Yeah. So I installed these games on my phone, and obviously, like, new phone, kids are like, oh, I want to go on your new phone. Oh. So they're going through the games, and they're like, oh, what's this one? I'm like, oh, yeah, we can play that, actually. So I installed it, because obviously with Android, you can do your family sharing shit.
Yeah.
I installed Exploding Kittens on both of their like tablets, so we were playing Exploding Kittens together, and it was really good. It was loads of fun. Obviously, we're in the same house, and I could buy the actual card game and have the same amount of joy. But yeah, no, it was good. It's a great game. If you don't know about it, it's a really simple card game where in so many cards that you put down, there's a cat with some dynamite. You have, depending on how many players there are in there, say there's 2 players, so you both start off with a diffuser card. So if you pick up the Exploding Kitten, you can use that card, and then you have the choice to put the Exploding Kitten back in there at any point. So you could put it on the top, at the bottom, anywhere random, or whatever. Or you could be really strategic like me one time where I was like, right, there's 3 of us. If I put it 1, 2, 3, 4th, that means my son's going to get it on his next go, kind of thing. And obviously he did. And he was like, oh, I'm like, yeah, suck a dick. Planned that.
Take that.
Executed perfectly. But there's loads of other stuff in there, like reverse, skip a go, all kinds of things. And it's a great game. It's a fantastic game. I think I picked it up for like 10p in a sale like years ago. I don't know how much it is. But if you've got a family that like playing games and stuff, and you want a card game, this is definitely a good one. Was it Cat Films played it? I think ages and ages ago.
Yeah, me and the missus picked it up a few Christmases ago. The actual card version.
Yeah.
It's always good fun. Yeah, it's like a sort of cross between sort of Snap and Uno and kind of. Yeah. It's cool. It's fun.
It's
good
funsies. And yeah, the other game that me and my son have been playing was Ticket to Ride. And the first game, I was like, right, I was telling him how to do it. Right, you need your routes, then you get all your different coloured trains, and you put your trains down. And I fucking love trains. Don't know if you know about that, but I fucking love trains. And so I was teaching him how to do it, and he absolutely spanked me. He got like 100. Really? Yeah, he got like 160. I got like 90 or something. I was like, fuck's sake. So I was like, right, yeah, rematch. Yeah, I got him good next time. It's a really good game. Also, Ticket to Ride, console, phone, or actual board game. Fantastic game. One of my favourites of. I don't know when we've been playing it for fucking years now. Must be.
Yeah, I played it on 360 first.
Yeah, that's
and
when we had it.
When I got together with my missus, like the very first time I went round her house, there has a pile of board games in their dining room, and they had fucking Ticket to Ride there. I was like, oh my god,
what
so
the
cool!
Fuck?
So yeah. And since then, yeah, I mean, I've got it on 360. I've got it installed on my Xbox One because it's backwards compatible. I've also got it on my Steam account, which
I've got it on Steam. I think it was free on Epic Games a while ago. I think.
Yeah.
So I think I've got it on there as well. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. Really love it. Really, really good. Great music as well.
Absolutely.
Obviously not in the board game version, but
no, you can once you've learned it, then you can add that in yourself.
I wonder if there's like a Ticket to Ride playlist on Spotify or something. I'm gonna have to.
You would hope so.
I'm gonna have to look at that in a bit, or while we're talking about something else. I'm just gonna quickly put Ticket to Ride in. Anyway, finally, I've been still going at Jurassic Park Evolution.
Very nice.
It's hard. When shit goes wrong, it goes wrong, and you are fucked. I've had a couple of times where some of the dinos aren't too happy for whatever reasons. Oh, I'm a bit lonely. Wah, that kind of thing. And then they're just like, fuck it. Let's smash out of these, what are they called? Walls. I'm gonna use walls or cage or whatever. Walls. I've gone for walls. And then, you just got to put your fucking site on lockdown. all the people have to run to the shelter. You have to bring in your attack helicopter, tranquilize them, and then try and sort them out. But then you pick them up and put them back down in the place after you've rebuilt the fence. That's the word I was looking for, fence. And they're still sad. And then they just break out again. And you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. So what I ended up doing is when they're sad, I just fucking sedate them and leave them there. It's fine. Just don't worry about them, mate. Just leave them there. Even if they're outside, they're not waking up anytime soon. And then, you get to work. Yeah, it's a good game. It's cool. I like it. It's a really nice setting, visuals and stuff. I went on about it loads last week anyway. So yeah, that's about it, mate. Yeah.
Beautiful stuff, buddy. Thanks so much for that. And those were some games that we've been playing.
There were some games.
We should probably spend the rest of the show talking about the PS5 because there was the reveal event this week, and we got lots to talk about there. But I do just want to mention Assetto Corsa Competizione, which
they came out and said stuff.
Well,
finally,
yeah, we've been waiting since they announced that this was coming to consoles way back in March, like early March. We've been waiting for anything, any details, a screenshot, anything at all. We've had absolutely nothing. And then last week it was announced that as part of this E3 Expo sort of, curated collection of live streams, including the different various conferences that, online versions of conferences the companies are going to be doing, 505 Games were going to be doing one as the publisher of Assetto Corsa, and it was going to be all about Competizione. And everyone kind of thought that that meant that it would be a live stream about the console versions, as they are now only, at the time of recording, 5 days away from launching. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I actually had the I was working on this fucking really boring spreadsheet yesterday, so I had the stream on in the background on my second screen, and holy shit, it was incredibly dull and very long-winded, and for an hour and 10 minutes they told us absolutely nothing about the game in any shape or form. And sorry, I'm being attacked by quite a large moth, and I'm not very impressed by it. I'm like full flow right now. This fucking thing has just flown in here.
He's ruined it, mate. He's thrown you off your game. You need to sort your life out.
He's dead. He's dead. He's literally in pieces. I killed him with my bare hands.
Oh, mate, you're going to get a hate crime against you now.
Yeah, I should be taken down a peg or two by someone, certainly. It's been coming, and
I'll take
it's
you
about fucking time
downtown.
me. Thank you very much. So anyway, terribly boring thing, and quite embarrassing as well, because they did this sort of Q&A session with some real-world drivers, some esports people. I don't know what they were thinking, because obviously every question on the forums, on their Reddit, on their official website, everywhere is, what's the frame rate going to be on this thing? Can you possibly get this game to run on the base consoles? And probably a more pertinent question, why the fuck are you releasing this incredibly CPU-heavy video game only like 4 months before new consoles come out that might actually have the chops to run it?
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't answer any of those questions for an hour and 20 minutes. And the chat was going absolutely mental, the Switch chat, and you could see them kind of looking at it and looking a little bit more and more sort of worried and perplexed. And the whole mood of the thing kind of went a bit somber. Eventually, the creative director kind of broke his silence, and he announced that it was very, very difficult to get it to run on the consoles, and that it would be running 1080p on the PS4 and 900p on the Xbox One. And then they were like, thanks so much for joining us. And that was the end of it. Anyway, massive kickback. And eventually on their official website, they released a frequently asked questions page, which told you all of the information that you needed to know, which is the field of cars is limited to 20, whereas in the official sport, which it has the license for, there are 50 cars on a grid, and that's how many work on the PC version. And it's running 30 frames per second across all current consoles. So including the Xbox One X, rather than giving you the option to go 1080-60 on the Xbox One X, they're targeting 4K 30 with no option to change anything. So
cool.
It runs 30 frames on everything. Shortly afterwards, GT Planet received a couple of videos from 505 of gameplay footage, which was just awful. Like, it looks fucking terrible. This game looks so bad, which is exactly what we were expecting and have been saying for some time.
Oh yeah.
All I can tell you is that it'll run 30 frames thing appears to be a lie, because I don't believe it ever reached 30 frames in the gameplay footage that they sent out. Most of the time, it seemed to be stuttering between about sort of 15 and 25. The first video they released, someone was playing on a controller from Chase Cam, and it seemed like they were using like a digital controller. There are lots of people joking online that someone was using a keyboard to drive around, because it was literally like full lock, straighten up, full lock, straighten up, full lock, straighten up. It looked dog shit, it ran dog shit, and that's basically the end of it. There's even more confusing. The creative director was asked about optimization for the PS5 and the Series X, and he basically said we'll have to wait and see, because we don't really know how everything's going to go yet in terms of the performance on the current consoles and what we can change and stuff, which was news to me, buddy, because you'll remember from 2 weeks ago on this very podcast, we were talking about how Sony had announced that any games launched after the end of April
July.
This year.
Oh, I thought it was July.
I think it was April, but certainly July. For all games launching in this window are supposed to run on
the PS5,
the new consoles natively, immediately.
Oh, imagine!
Kind of that they can't.
If it is July and they're bringing it out like 4 days or something before July.
Just so they don't have to commit to that.
Totally. Blatantly. That's what they're doing, cunts.
Massively disingenuous from this publisher and this studio. They've been hammering home pre-orders, trying to get as many people as possible to pre-order in the last 3 months or so while everyone's in lockdown, providing no information whatsoever other than pre-order now, you can get these free cars. They released a console reveal trailer back in May, which was all PC game footage, absolutely no console footage whatsoever, with this is coming to consoles, pre-order now. And now you can see why, because no one wants a very, very steeped in realism, heavy-duty racing simulation that runs at 30 frames per second.
No
one wants that. And highly recommend that you don't buy that. Just don't buy it.
I'm not buying it.
Wait and see. No, neither am I. So that's Assetto Corsa. There you go. I've been waiting a really long time for that disappointment. Luckily, we've been in this game for some time, buddy, so we knew what to expect. And there it was. Thanks so much, 505. Thanks so much, kudos. Fuck you guys. Onwards, buddy. Are you ready?
I'm ready, and you know what I've done? I've got the PlayStation 5 stream on the live stream as well. Just,
very slick indeed, buddy.
Extra mile. I'm going to skip through it when we talk about different games or whatever, maybe or maybe not.
Lovely.
I don't know. I thought I'd just do it.
See how we go. Well, there's not a great deal to talk about hardware-wise, really. Most of the show was dedicated to showing off lots and lots of video games. They made a very big deal about the fact that everything was going to be in-engine. It was all going to be running on PlayStation. As expected, most of that meant pre-rendered anyway, which kind of detracts somewhat. But we did see plenty of gameplay. They certainly didn't run the fucking pre-rendered gauntlet that Microsoft ran earlier in the year, which obviously they got quite rightfully panned for, and I'm sure they'll remedy that next month at their 2020 event, which is penciled in for sometime in mid-July.
Yeah.
But anyway, the hardware reveal was kind of at the end, and it wasn't even real footage. It was 3D renders of what the console was going to look like.
Right.
And
it also had the thing that said, "Oh, this could change." So if we want to fucking change it, we can change this.
Absolutely. But the big takeaways here are this is a very, I suppose, futuristic-looking console.
Oh yeah.
It's a very wavy design. A lot of people saying it looks like a sort of mid-noughties router when like companies
it's the future zone.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a white sort of shroud with the sort of black box on the inside. There's LEDs there. It looks like it's got some sort of dual cooling system where it's going to be pumping that hot air out of either side of the vents. It's large, like probably 30% longer than the PS4, I would say. Plenty of room in there.
It's a big boy, which is fine. I don't care if it's big.
No, why would anyone give a fuck? If it fits on a shelf, then you're gravy, and you certainly want it to be large enough for it to adequately cool itself.
That's what I want.
Absolutely. The Series X, we've seen that design already. It's kind of a more rectangular, modular design, but in terms of surface area, I would imagine the PlayStation's a little bit larger in terms of sort of square millimeters, but much thinner and longer.
It's not a brick.
It's not a brick.
It's not like a breeze block.
The other big takeaways from this were, firstly, there's two different versions. At launch, there'll be a normal version, I suppose we'll call it for now, with a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player built in. And then there'll be the digital edition, which very much like the Xbox One S thingamajiggle, that's the all-digital edition, doesn't include a drive, except the actual console design itself is different. They haven't just chucked a blanking plate or something in there.
Yeah, they've removed that completely.
Most people are, I think, have kind of prefer the look of the digital version because of the symmetry of it, the sleekness of it in comparison to the one with the drive.
I think I prefer the drive.
You like the sort of offset version of
I
it with
like
that sort
the
of
drive horizontal. That's what I like.
certainly horizontal. That was something we didn't really see in the full reveal video, but afterwards they sort of sent a sort of extra pre-render out, and you did see it lying horizontally. It looks like, because of the nature of the shape of it, it wouldn't sort of lie horizontally on its own. It's also quite thin, so
It's
it'd be
got a little
precarious.
stand, I
Like
think, hasn't it? For
comes with a stand, yeah, and it'll rest in
horizontal
that,
or
standing up or lying down.
vertical, yes.
And then the other thing we saw hardware-wise was a selection of peripherals, which was obviously we'd seen the controller before, but
The DualSense.
Yes, the DualSense controller, and they showed 2 of these in a charge station.
Oh yeah, you get your official charge station. Yeah, need that.
Yeah. They had 3D audio headset, like a big set of cans there, because the super duper audio is supposed to be.
They're going to be wireless, and the microphone's going to be wank again. I bet.
Probably. There's a media remote as well.
Need one of them.
You're going to want that, and finally the HD camera, which you would presume is going to come in pretty handy with PSVR 2, currently unannounced, but we know it's on the way, and you would hope would integrate.
That's going to look crazy,
PSVR,
by the way.
As well.
Do
you reckon?
It's going to be like, what's his name from Star Trek? Whatever it is.
Geordie LaForge. Yeah.
Just the. Imagine if it was just like that thin.
It's going to be like Thor Ragnarok, where he's got like the sort of chrome plume thing going on. I don't know.
I like it.
The hardware itself, obviously, we care more about what's inside the box and what games will be running on it than the hardware itself. But
always,
what did you make of the design? Do you like it? Is it up your street? What are your thoughts? Sort of straight. It's
fine. Initially, I didn't really know what to think. I was like, "Yep, there it is." I was still expecting the big pizza slice from the dev kits that we'd seen, so I guess it's an improvement on that.
Yeah.
I don't really care what it looks like. It's gonna sit under my desk, out the way. I could take a big breeze block, or I was desperately trying to think what this looked like. Some sort of vagina Venus flytrap. I think that's what I came up with at the end of it.
I think if you put a little head on top, it'd look a little bit like a scientist in a lab coat, buddy.
Yeah, you can see that. That'd be nice.
Along. Yeah,
I'd have that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like one of those fucking 70s shirts where they've got it open to your belly button and comes out.
Yeah, you just stick a picture of John Travolta's head on top of there, buddy, and you're fucking all Saturday Night Fevered up. It's all there for you.
That's nice. I like it. But I can. It's fine. Is that an answer? It's fine. What about you? Did it do anything? Because I was talking to a couple of guys, not in the Discord, and they went bananas over how it looks. I was like, really? Like, okay. Did anything like that happen for you?
I don't really like it, if I'm honest.
No. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, I like the idea of having something a bit flash and stupid under my telly. When I first fork out that cash, I like the idea of being like, look at that stupid fucking thing I bought.
that looks retarded. I love it. Yeah.
Okay. I certainly don't think that it's a nice design, and I think it's going to age terribly. Like I think you're going to look back at that thing in 10, 15 years and be like, what on earth? And I suppose that doesn't really necessarily matter. This thing, of course, only has to last, 3.5 years, 4 years, buddy, before another fucking mid-season upgrade. They fucking. And
then don't forget, there's like the miniature version, like the slim. That's got to come out as well. Version.
Absolutely. It's fine. It's all right. It looks like it's well designed from a cooling standpoint. That's one of the most important things to me. And I expect to basically ignore it sitting under there, especially as I have no intention of picking up the one with the disc drive.
It doesn't fancy. Did you see another leak today from Amazon somewhere in the world? of
Amazon
the price
Germany?
points. Was it Germany? I don't know. So it was in
think
euros.
so.
So yeah, it was like 500 euros for the disc version and 400 euros for the digital edition. I was like, I'll pay that. That'd be nice.
I think 400 for the digital edition would be a result at this
I'd
point.
be all over that. I'd snap that up right now.
I expect it to be more than that. I think.
Yes. So
I think you're looking at 450 digital, 500 with the disc based. I think originally I was saying 500 disc based, 500 digital, 550 disc based. I think it's going to be one or the other. You're talking between 450 and 550, the two different consoles.
I'd love 400
between them. I think it'll be 50
God,
quid
no.
between them.
That's what I thought immediately. I was like, that's not right. I think in
I
the Discord, me and Cosmic Dad said 20 quid difference, I reckon.
Yeah.
I really think it's going to be something bollocks like that. It's going to be absolutely no difference between the two of them.
I mean, if it's less than 50, then I'll pick up the one with the drive, obviously.
Just why, for reasons.
50 quid or more, and I'll, of course, go for the digital version. I have no intention of buying any discs. And, I
can't remember the last one I bought.
No, I can't. I haven't really got anything on disc that I need the drive for in terms of backwards compatibility. I've got
you got your PS4 as well. Don't forget.
I have, but I won't want that there when the 5 comes out.
That's true.
So I think it'll be either 450 or 500 for the digital version. I like the fact that there's the option. I think that's really good.
Yeah, I don't see why there shouldn't be an option for that. It just makes sense, doesn't it?
A Microsoft.
Do you think they might? Yeah. I feel like they're going to come out and say "Oh yeah, we've got the digital version as well, buddies."
I think they will. And,
of course they will. It'd be weird if they didn't.
Yeah,
it was the whole thing from years ago that they were pushing a full digital only console. Years and years ago, they wanted to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the digital version, it felt like an afterthought in this particular gen, but it makes sense now.
I think that it's sold well. I don't know why I think that. I just do.
I think it did. You're right. It's I don't know. It's it makes sense to me.
Yeah. Anyway, right. So we know what it's all about now, I guess. That's it.
To a degree, we do. We still don't know the price, and we still don't know when it launches. And this game of chicken continues between Sony and Microsoft. And the question becomes, how long can you leave it before you really need to get that thing available for pre-order? You can't have it available for pre-order without quoting a price, but you don't want to go earlier than your rival because you know they can undercut you. I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know if Sony can wait until mid-July for this Microsoft event.
Jalemba.
I think if they do wait that long, then Microsoft are going to have to announce that price in July. I don't think you can wait past. You can't wait into August.
You got to get them pre-orders in, mate. You got to get them in.
Yeah, or maybe you don't. Maybe they're really suffering massively with production due to the pandemic, and
it could be.
Don't want to start selling them too soon because they're going to sell out instantly, and they haven't got the demand. They have the demand, but they have not enough hardware. Maybe they're working their absolute damnedest right now to get a load of warehouses full of these things to live with that demand, and that's why it's going to be later and later. I mean, they could conceivably wait until a month before that thing launches and take pre-orders then, but I think it'd be a pretty dangerous and weird decision. I don't really know. It sounds like hardware in each of them is pretty similar. Obviously, the Xbox on paper is more powerful, but the PlayStation has a faster drive. From what we've seen so far, it looks like the PlayStation is probably... they've been pushing customization of the hardware further to bridge the gap. So making that teraflop thing a little bit less important. Mm-hmm. But... yeah, I don't really know. I don't think there's much between them
until we get a the same game on both consoles and being like, oh look, that one's better because of this. Then we can say that. I mean, looking at the stats, it clearly says that computing power is in the Xbox for Microsoft. Like,
Yes.
that's that simple. But
it's more powerful, definitely.
I feel like it could be, a lot of bullshit coming from Sony and stuff about, the importance of their hard drive speed and whatever shit that they've got going on there. I don't know, it feels like it could be a marketing campaigny, tacticy wank thing that they're doing and saying like, oh no, it doesn't matter that we're underpowered because we've got this. And yes, that number is bigger, but is that going to make a huge difference? Or is it the same?
They've done well to play down the importance of the raw processing power in favor of the speed of their hard drives. And I think people need to remember that it doesn't matter how quickly you can load something if you haven't got the graphical grunt to run the thing once
to power it. Yeah.
You can load stuff very, very quickly. That doesn't mean it runs once it's loaded. And I'm starting to get quite suspicious about frame rates and resolutions on these new platforms. The closer we get to launch, a lot of people happily assuming that everything will be 4K 60 on these consoles, and
no chance.
Publishers and developers more than happy to not really respond to those suggestions and just ride out that little wave. It looks to me like they're going to have a bit of a struggle. From what we've seen, there's little noises coming out of various devs saying that they're not necessarily going to be running at 60. There's material that's leaked from both Sony and Microsoft suggesting devs don't have to hit 60. They can kind of choose how to use.
But I bet they have to hit 4K though.
I think that the 4K requirement, and we discussed this weeks and weeks ago on the show, like last year, I think it was, the concern that they would push towards that 4K resolution,
of course,
and happily run that at 30.
Well, I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like
60, 1080, 60.
We've been at 1080, 30 for God knows how long now. Like that's been it. And when a game runs at 60, yes, that's fucking brilliant on a console. I love it. Like God of War, I mentioned it so many times now. It just depends if we have the option in these new consoles to do that, because I know it was a thing for the Pro. Like, can I choose if I want high fidelity or frame rate? These are the options I feel. Even if it's just that, do you want it to look really nice or do you want it to run really well? Your choice, fuckface. I'm like,
absolutely right. I want to run everything at 60 frames. I'm happy to drop the resolution down as low as 1080p if that happens. And I would hope that is something that these games are designed for. Certainly, from Microsoft's perspective, you're more likely to see that because, of course, all of the games that are coming out on Series X have to also run on my little shit heap.
They have to run on that, exactly.
And if you're having to scale down like a PC to a shitty old piece of shit like this console that I'm pointing at, then why not have the option to
run it in that shitty mode but run it fast? Yeah.
Jury completely out. From Sony's side of things, they've said PS5 games will not run on PS4, and that's because they don't want to restrict development teams in having to make them work on old hardware. They want to expand their horizons and allow them to push forward graphically, knowing that they only have to hit the baseline of this new, exciting, powerful 10-point blah-de-blah teraflop console. I think that's a better decision, but I also think that it makes it less likely that we'll have the option to make graphical changes ourselves. So
it's going to be 4K 30, the majority, I reckon.
I don't want that.
No, I know. I don't want that either, buddy. We've never wanted that.
Let's talk games. They had a lot of games. There were 26 games on show. I thought it was a pretty decent event, really. I expressed some disappointment in our Discord chat the next day when we were talking about it. And I think that's mainly through. I don't know. I said at the time I was chatting with Cosmic Dad, and I said I don't know what exactly I want, like innovation
I
wise.
want
So I
some.
can't really be
Okay.
angry at for not, I suppose, innovating in some incredible new way. What we're looking at here, for the most part, is a boost in resolution, and that isn't
And
that
ray
exciting
tracing.
to me. Yeah, ray tracing, and Digital Foundry did a good video on that today. It's worth having
They
a
did.
look at.
It's good.
How they're approaching that, but it really is. It feels to me like this is very much more of the same, and there are exceptions. The certainly I was looking at like Ratchet and Clank as a good example of like what this game was doing in this fucking trailer is pretty out there. But for the most part, it's just slightly up-resed versions of existing games. And
yeah,
although this event was great and there were 26 titles here, only 8 of them were launch titles or supposed to be launch titles, and it's not a very exciting list of games. Obviously, it's bumped up by your third party stuff, it's bumped up by your sports game and your racing game, and so on. But of the games on show, let's run down the whole list. We'll be pretty quick with it. I've put them in order based on the ones that are going to be sort of launch titles or holiday season titles, and then we'll move on to 2021 and 2022. Conversely, first one, Spider-Man Miles Morales, which
Spider-Man.
They've come under a lot of pressure here for. There was a suggestion that it wasn't clear that this was not a brand new game, and what it actually is
DLC?
A standalone episode. They're saying it's not DLC. They're saying it is a new game, but it is kind of in the same universe, in the same city, running in the same engine. This is not Spider-Man 2. This is Spider-Man 1.5, I suppose.
Yeah.
Playing as Miles Morales here, he is the kid that Peter Parker helps quite a lot. He's also the lead in Spideyverse, so kind of a prominent name already from that film. Fucking brilliant movie, by the way.
Great film.
End of Spider-Verse. And a really coal character, actually, who, I enjoyed the Spider-Man game, and I'm well up for this. But the fact that it is it's not a sequel, it does detract from it somewhat, in my opinion. Would you agree with that?
I yes, as someone that wants to play video games, yes. I think that, if it's just like a short version, it's like, well, okay, have they kind of just thumbed this together just to have something in there for launch, in a way?
I'm just thinking console launches, like a launch title. You want something...
You want something big. You want a Mario.
You want something that's a big step up, and the opposite of a big step up is the same game with a different story.
The thing this will be showing...
GTA 5 as well.
Yeah. Fuck that. That's just fucking bollocks.
I don't know what that was all about.
Money.
You're going to get GTA 5 online for free, I think it was.
Yeah,
and anyone who has GTA 5 already is going to be gets
your money.
GTA currency.
No one cares about that.
No, fuck that. Terrible way to start a next gen fucking console review.
Yeah, what I think this is more is, we've seen it already as like a demo, like the PlayStation people showing off the loading times, and I think that's what this is. It's a thing that will show off the loading times, and that's it. It's the same game, nothing changes, but it loads insane fast, and there's no buffering or stuttering or loading screens between when you're swinging about and doing whatever. That's what this is here for, and that is all. It's to show you what this console can do. Not to
I'm cool with it,
amaze you or anything. Yeah.
But that's the issue that I have with this, with both of them, is nothing is amazing me. Nothing is amazing me. Like, things loading quicker isn't amazing. Like, it's cool and it's nice, but it's not amazing. I don't care that much about loading.
Does that come down to Sony, or is that like game development as a whole then that you're kind of complaining? about?
We are talking about a stagnation of game development based on the direction that AAA titles have gone in my opinion. The reason that
Well,
I'm not blown
we're going to go
away,
back
the
to
reason
our old debate of if you want something new, you need to look at indie games. Then we'll end up back
I
there,
guess
won't
so,
we?
but I think that what's affecting this, what's affecting this next gen, I just don't. It doesn't feel like a next gen to me, and a lot of that is to do with the fact that we've moved away from wacky consoles towards essentially PC boxes,
PCs, yeah,
and I
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah,
that. That makes
yeah.
sense, but I just think that there's a lack of innovation at the forefront of the big budget games industry at the moment.
Well,
And
let's go
I
through all the
think that this is
games,
a
and
direct
then
result
at
of
the
that.
end we'll have a big old rant about how they're all shit. How about that?
Fair play. We saw Gran Turismo 7. It's worth noting that this
Cool.
game was
I love
launched via a
numbers.
logo.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
was Next Level Esports, I think they were called, who
yeah.
lied and said that they hadn't leaked GT7. It was just a placeholder logo found from a fake logo design that they found on the internet, which, I mean, Polyphony must have seen that and been like, actually, that fake logo design, that looks like the sort of thing that we could use, because
Yeah.
that logo, buddy, appears to be
Oh,
the
what?
logo for Gran Turismo 7. So
That's
imagine
the
how
one.
lucky that is.
Oh, they just
That
piked it.
esports company found that fake
Yeah,
logo.
and then
And
they
then
used it.
Polyphony Digital were like, fuck, that's such a great
That's
logo.
really
I
good.
think we
Yeah, we
will
should use that.
actually use that.
This looked really
yeah.
nice.
It looks great. It looks really
I should
nice.
probably find it and play it right now. But yeah,
They've got the baseline GT Sport UI here, which there's nothing wrong with, in my opinion. It's a bit quirky, but that's fine. They showed a fair bit of gameplay here, cockpit and chase cam. This thing's clearly running 4K 60. There's clearly a lot of ray tracing on display as well.
Yeah,
it looks
it's nice.
Fucking gorgeous.
It looks
Trial
really
Mountain
good.
was the track. It's been on several GTs in the past. They also showed quite deliberately the map screen full of different dealerships and garages, so it looks like a return to your quintessential classic.
It's got the classic
mode,
dynamic weather and all that shit in there. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, mate, I'm all over this. I love it.
We've had a tremendous amount of fun with GT Sport in the last year or so, and I think that this is absolute nailed on title for us. And I don't know if I mentioned Spider-Man Miles Morales DLC is listed as a launch title. So is GT7, supposed to be coming at the launch of the console. There'll be a lot of GT packs at launch, I'd imagine, at various retailers, and I may well snap up one because, yeah, why not? It looks great. It looks really cool. Another thing that is going to be a launch, and in that everyone's going to get it in the same way as the Playroom that you had on the PS4, just to sort of show off the gyro stuff and the touch bar on the controller, the DualShock 4. We've got Astro's Playroom, which is going to be doing a similar thing with the DualSense. That's going to be a free install when you pick up the console. A bit of fun with the new controller, which they haven't really shown exactly what the new features are there. We've heard a lot of stuff about haptic feedback, and obviously it's got a microphone as well as a speaker this time round. But it's going to be interesting to see what they sort of implement there and what the features are. But that's obviously coming at launch, buddy. You like a bit of that?
Yeah, no, it's great. Like, I love the character. I think the game itself was really good, especially like, well, in VR, it was fantastic. I was like, cool, here we go.
Rescue,
like,
yeah, spectral.
The whole kind of VR top-downy, well, third-person-ish platform. I was like, yes, fucking yeah, this is what we need. We need stuff like this to, break apart from the standard VR bullshit that is there. And yeah, no, have it as a free launch title, just included in the box. Yeah, why not? Like, what you can't complain about it, can you? Really?
Absolutely right. Yeah, it's always nice to have little stuff in there, and that'll be a nice little addition for everyone when they pick up their consoles. Next, also a launch title, or rumored at least, not 100% confirmed this, but it does look very much like it's going to be a 2020 release. Destruction All-Stars. This is a arena twisted metal-esque destruction derby game. Had a sort of whiff of Rocket League here in terms of sort of graphical style and the arenas that it was kind of occupying. In the past, I've always been quite a fan of car combat. This didn't really float my boat from this trailer, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be good. What did you make of this? This is from Lucid Games. It's a console exclusive, by the way.
Bull.
It does look shit. It does.
It looks really. What's the word where it's fucking not fluid? It's very rigid in a way. Like you hit someone and then this happens, and that will happen every time you hit them from that kind of angle or something. It's not very organic in that sense. Also, it looks like it's going to be full of bollocks, aka skins and loot boxes and everything under the sun.
First thing I thought as well was Loot Crate City. Fucking
totally. Ranks.
This.
Do this. Do that. Fuck 'em. Nah. Yeah, it doesn't. Say, though, no.
To play devil's advocate, we had a very similar reaction a few years ago when we played the early beta of a game called Rocket League.
That's
which
true.
We also, literally on one of our podcasts, described as fucking stupid, a load of bollocks. What's the point of it? It's really weird, and all sorts. And then it turned out to be really fucking great. So, you know, I'm saying we've been wrong in the past, but I did bounce off this. I didn't really like the look of it, and it does seem like the sort of game that I would normally be quite interested in. So that's quite a bad.
Well, yeah, it'd be interesting. I reckon it's free to play as well.
Could be.
That's what I'm saying.
Next, Kana Bridge of Spirits, action adventure game from Ember Lab. This is an exclusive. This is a launch title. Timed exclusive, sorry.
Timed exclusive, yeah.
At some point. What did you make of this? Kind of cutesy. Again, like, how can you even answer what did you think of this? It was just a sort of... I know there was some platforming here.
Yeah, well, there's at least there was some gameplay in
at
this
least
one.
There was some gameplay. It looks a bit rigid, that gameplay, but it looked quite nice. Graphically,
I think this was my surprise hit or something. I don't know. I was fucking blown away by this. Actually,
lovely.
Visually, it looks outstanding. Even in the bits where you can see it is gameplay, just the level of detail, lighting, distance drawing and stuff like that within there, it just looked fantastic. And
the more cartoony looking games really shone in this lineup, like more so than the more realism based ones.
Yeah, I'd say so. But yeah, I'm very interested in this. Just from it's on the stream right now. It looks so good.
It is lovely looking.
Unbelievably good.
Well, that is a timed exclusive as well, and a launch title as well. So that's cool.
There's effects with the lighting. I haven't seen things do that before.
It does a lot in that very short trailer that is completely beyond anything I've seen elsewhere, to be honest. Well worth a look. It's worth reminding everyone. Most people listening probably aware, but it was a very strange decision to do this live stream in 1080-30, but they did at least.
Yeah, they released them all.
All the trailers afterwards in sort of proper resolutions, and that's where we're taking most of our information from here, because that was the first thing I did straight after that stream was go back and watch a lot of those trailers. in 4K. So yeah, moving on to the next outing from Arcane, which is Deathloop. These
Bit
are
of
the
Deathloop.
Dishonored and Prey developer. This is Bethesda
Yes.
Software. Going to be publishing this as normal with Arcane games. It looks like some sort of kind of artistic 70s inspired assassin game, first person, with some interesting mechanics. I don't know if anyone who's kind of been keeping up with NoClip will be aware of the fact that they did a little documentary about the sort of the history of Arcane quite recently, including some old games that they were working on that were never made. And Deathloop features some mechanics that they were looking at in those games long before they even released Dishonored. And one of them is the idea of it being a really important component to a game that another player, a multiplayer player, can kind of invade your world, Dark Souls style, but in a kind of a bigger, more important way. Deathloop appears to be a groundhog assassination game where you're stuck on some sort of weird fucking island and everyone wants to kill you and they eventually do, and then you wake up again and go around again, but with this added mechanic of a fellow assassin perhaps being able to come in and you kind of fighting each other.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of gameplay footage in there as well. It looked very nice. It still has that Arcane style.
Yes, I was very happy about that.
And Prey fucking does.
Yeah.
Did you like the look of this, buddy?
Yeah, initially I was like, I'm in, sold, take my money, kind of thing. It looked fantastic. I'm all right with like the whole loop mechanic, because if you, I don't know if anyone has, but I have looked at a lot of Dishonored like memes, not memes, but like videos, and you can see how certain people have got through certain levels, and the imagination that goes into some of the kills is just, it's insane. Like the creativity behind them, and I feel like this game will create a hell of a lot of really awesome video content to watch people murder people, because that's the thing in video games. And then at the end there,
it's going to let you loop around over and over and try different things and sort of naturally, and that be part of the gameplay is a fantastic idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm fully on board with that. I'm not too sure on the player invader mechanic, which JJ pointed out while we were watching the live stream. I don't know about that. Yeah, I get it, but then it's going to take away from, it's a loop and you're trying to learn the loop. But then again, it keeps it original every time, I guess. You don't know where that person's going to be. So, like, that's the chaos within that loop or whatever, I guess.
Absolutely.
Might keep it a bit
we don't know
interesting.
yet. Maybe you can turn that off. Maybe there's like an AI that replaces the human element there if you want. I mean, this game, the idea that this game would only be playable online despite being a predominantly single-player experience probably wouldn't be very popular. So we'll have to see what they do there. Certainly, I'm kind of with you. If I'm in a single-player funk, I don't really want to worry about other
deal
people.
with some cunt.
Exactly. Fucking bang on. So yeah, either way, lots of interesting stuff there. This is a timed console exclusive, which I thought was quite eye-opening, really, considering their third-party studio. But it is timed console, and it is a launch title, allegedly. So this should be out with the system, whenever that may be. October, November time, I suppose. Next, we got a very brief look at Oddworld Soulstorm. This is a new Abe's Odyssey game. I have always hated all Abe's Odyssey games. I don't know why.
Nothing will change there, buddy.
Or the game world, and this is very much more of the same. No, not for me. I don't like the games. I don't like the world. I didn't like the remake that came out a little while ago, and it was free on PS Plus. I didn't like it. I've never liked it. and I'm not going to start now. But a lot of people do like it, I'd imagine, or they wouldn't keep making them. And this is a launch title, so that's nice, isn't it? There you go.
Yeah, if you like it.
If you like it. Next, Jet the Far Shore.
Right. I thought when I saw the logo, it said Jeff. I was like, what's Jeff?
Jeff, he's a large shore. That's what Jeff is.
I was like, fuck me. Who's Jeff?
This is... Yeah.
Something.
I mean, I don't know what this is.
No, I don't. There's nothing I can say about this because I don't know anything
It's got a little...
about it. Space.
It's got like a journey-ish thing going on. There's lots of hands. We didn't really see anything that gave any idea of what it was, so let's not even bother. But it's from Pine Scented, and it is a launch title. So hopefully we'll see more of it soon.
The words that are said in it... Oh, shit, it's gone now. Here you go. I should have tried to remember that longer. Carve out a future for a people haunted by oblivion, propelled by dreams.
There you go.
Jeff. Live in space and do better. I think that's what it is.
Jeff the Far Shore there. Yeah, that's the launch title. And the last one of the launch titles, alleged launch titles, all of which could be delayed, is Bug Snacks. This is Bug Snacks with an X.
This is yeah.
It's from Young Horses. They are the dev responsible for Octodad Dadliest Catch, which was the launch title, I believe, on the PS4.
See, I thought this was some sort of Viva Pinata game when I first saw it. I was like, I'll play that.
No, it's got a pinata bit going on. It's got like a Pokemon-y thing perhaps going on.
Then you eat the Pokemon and become the Pokemon.
Bits of the Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say exactly what this is going to be other than quirky, because it's by the Octodad dev.
Yeah,
the last game they
love weird shit.
You as an octopus pretending to be a man. Yeah, sure. There's your launch lineup. Obviously, there'll be other things in there.
It's not that strong, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a Spider-Man DLC. We've got a new racing game. We've got Destruction All-Stars, which is sort of combat arena. Kena Bridge of Spirits. Looks like it might be actually a big one because of the exclusives surrounding it. Deathloop's going to be massive in that pack. It's like Dead Island syndrome in that pack of games.
Yeah, you got
Oddworld, I don't care. Jet the Far Shore and Bug Snacks. Obviously, there'll be more, but at the moment, I would suggest that you needed Horizon or Ratchet in there, really.
I'd say so.
Sort of round out
yeah.
Because there's no.
But then again, how many people are going to know that Spider-Man's not like a big old, not a full game? How many people are going to know?
Well,
they're going to buy that and be like, oh fuck. It's like
a lot of people would be more than happy to just buy FIFA as well and play FIFA on their new console, whatever that looks like. And yeah, there's other third-party titles coming out. There'll be a COD, you know.
Yeah, of course it will. It'll be on there. Destiny 2 is on there, buddy.
Launching with
I know you care
about
that.
And Destiny 2. Yeah.
There you go. Happy days. Everyone's happy now.
And Rainbow Six Siege is launching on
Oh God, really? Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Launching.
Let's just play that same song. Fuck it.
Yeah. No. If your predominant excitement for the next generation comes from playing games that you've owned for several years but in higher resolutions, then you're proving my point that this isn't a very exciting next generation.
Yeah.
So let's not go there for now and see. You know, we'd love to hear from people what they think there. But
come on, let's fucking reel off these next games and get this done. Right, what we got? We've got fucking what's this?
Returnal from Housemarque.
Right.
They made Resogun. They make really good games, very pretty games. This was there's a lot of kind of Groundhog Day-esque mechanics, Oblivion-esque stuff going on here. And Returnal was maybe an example of that. Astronaut lady crashes on planet, dies. Astronaut lady crashes on planet, dies. Cycle continues. Fuck all gameplay here. Very, very pretty pre-render and lots of very glittery, shiny, lovely looking lighting. That's Returnal for you. That's Housemarque. It's
great
exclusive.
Of it, buddy.
Thank you. Unknown release date. Could be a launch title. We don't know yet. More likely 2021. Okay?
I'm okay.
Please do chime in if you have anything to say about
it. No, I'm watching it as you're talking about it, and you've absolutely nailed it. There's a weird bull. There you go.
There is a weird bull.
Spider thing that eats her, and she's sad. And then we have the what's the film where he's a gladiator, where he walks through the cornfield. There was that shot playing the piano.
Yeah,
that's all I got. There you go.
All the cheesy fucking arty tropes are in there.
It looks like some sort of devil thing. Oh, here we go. There's actual gameplay here, shooting mechanics.
Yeah, it looks set sort faces of to stun. Sort of.
It looks like a third-person shooter.
Yeah, but it's almost like a sort of top-down, old-school, like 8-bit shooter in its design, like the sort of almost like a sort of Space Invaders. You can imagine it's a little bit more top-down than you'd expect, and it's kind of got that
from
sort
this,
of firing
it looks
up
straight up
bullet hell.
It looks straight up third person. I'm just going for
it does. I just think it's got like it's not.
The
like
movement is very arcadey, I would say.
Yeah, like
which is fitting for them.
Like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. That's that game. Returnal. I hate the name.
Bad name.
All I think about is Eternal.
Doom. Yeah. Eternal. Yeah.
And
got you.
The fact that the only person I remember from Eternal is Louise Nerding, aka Louise Redknapp, suggests that perhaps I'm part of the problem there, buddy.
She's lovely.
There we are. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. This is the new Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
Kind of thought that this would be a launch title. It is not a launch title. This game's coming out in 2021. It's from Insomniac. It is exclusive. It looks fucking delicious. And nothing displayed the power of the new system more than Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. This featured heavy levels of ray tracing, beautiful 4K 60 gameplay, and zero loading times between about 15 different game worlds, which they sort of fell through the sky into. This
very cool.
The absolute fucking part. This had the look of a video game that was essentially like the console was designed to run this game. It looks fucking fantastic. And it's worth noting that the previous Ratchet and Clank game, the 2017 game, is one of the best looking games on the PlayStation.
It is
still, 3 years old. It still looks like, one of the best ones right up there.
And I love the fact that it's all gameplay. Pretty much the entire thing of this is it's just like, this is the game. This is how it runs. This is how it looks. Like, it's not fucking about. It's not lying. It's like, this is it.
No.
It's crazy.
This was the closest they got to being like, this is next gen. Like, this is what next gen is about. And few and far between those moments for me, as I said before. But this really sold it. This looks, the amount that is going on the screen is ridiculous. Like, there's more going on at all times in this video game than I've seen on any video game ever before.
I know I mentioned about Kenner it just looking like amazing, and like the lighting effects and the visual effects and the draw distance and everything. Like, this is also on that level, if not more, I would say.
Absolutely right. Looks great. Should be a launch title. Isn't 2021, but
cool.
It looks like a console seller this time round to me. Next, Sackboy: A Big Adventure. This is from, it's the Little Big Adventure. It's
Sumo Digital. This one.
It's Media Molecule, isn't it?
This one's Sumo Digital. So yeah,
so
are they part of it? I don't know. Yeah. So virtual tennis guys. Didn't they palm out the last one as well? I can't remember. I feel like they palmed something out.
I think they certainly were heavily involved, and it was one of the reasons that it was suggested that it was buggier than most. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've never really been a massive fan of Little Big Planet. I enjoyed my time playing it, but it's not my platformer of choice. Let's put it that way.
No, all I would say about this one is the missus very eloquently put it when she said, "Looks like they've actually bothered to make a fucking game this time, rather than making the tools to allow you to make a game."
Yeah, which is more than
and it's also got 4-player online co-op throughout the entire campaign.
Yeah, which is nice. I'm guessing that would be local as well.
You'd hope so. But it looks all right. Nothing special. It's obviously exclusive because it's Sony published. Unknown release date. Could be a console release. It could not be.
Could be knows, years down the line. Might even get cancelled. Who knows? Also, meh.
Next, Project Athia or Athia, probably Athia. This is from Luminous. It is a console exclusive. It's coming in 2021. The fact that this is a working title suggests that this game is rather a long way off, and perhaps we should take everything that they showed with a pinch of salt. But what they did show looks really fucking lovely. Sort of, traversal adventure-esque.
I'm saying colourful. Anime, don't know, something. This is what it reminds me of. It was the movement, like the jumping was very...
Yeah.
Japanese, I'm gonna say, like you'd see in Final Fantasy, those type of games. I would say,
yeah, like sort of kind of stylized and gravity defying, rather. Something like what was the game that was out also on Vita? There were 2 of them. Gravity Rush. There you go. That sort of thing. In terms of
definitely. Totally. Exactly what I was thinking in my head. Yeah, you're on it.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah.
That's console exclusive. That's 2021. Next, we've got Stray. This is from Blue 12. It's published by Annapurna. This is a cat game. And it's
Pussycat game, isn't it?
It is Pussycat game. You play a cat in this game in a world where all the humans appear to have died and it's just robots everywhere.
Cyberpunk Pussycat.
Yes, absolutely. This was gorgeous looking. We didn't really see any gameplay, but it looks wonderful. That Pusscat looks like a very cute Pusscat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prime Pusscat.
Yeah. So that's there for you. That's a console exclusive. That's 2021. Horizon Forbidden West. This is the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. This is from Guerrilla Games. And this looks very, very pretty.
I'm fully 110% on board. I can swim underwater with robot dinosaurs now. I'm there. Looks
like she's exploring possibly the US.
West Side.
Like, 1,000 years in the future. There's lots to like here. If you like Zero Dawn.
Exhibit going to be there at West Coast Customs?
Hopefully, West Coast Customs.
Is he going to pimp my ride?
If you want to be a player, then yeah. This looks great. Obviously, this looks great. Lovely stuff. 2021 though, worth noting. But yeah, looks really nice. I thought the voiceover was a bit shitty. It was a bit like cheesy and shitty, and I thought that the writing in the first game was actually much better than that.
Fantastic.
So I was a bit disappointed. But yeah, if you liked the first game, then you're probably gonna like this. If you didn't,
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fantastic game. Obviously, it's going to be open world. Fucking robot dinosaurs, mate. Like I'll have another slice. I'm not bored of this yet. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. The little 3.5 minute dev video went live about an hour before we started recording this evening, so that's worth having a look at if you haven't already, buddies. But yeah, obviously that's one of the big hitters, and it doesn't look like it's coming out at launch. So again,
it's such a shame. Man, like it would be amazing. Such a good launch title game. It would kill it. Absolutely destroy
It would
everything.
absolutely. It would. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I've seen nothing that should concern Microsoft, at least in terms of those
not
like
straight off the bat.
Week sales between the two. Certainly, looking forward, this is a prime example of why PlayStation looks to be the better bet for me in terms of the games, because I just haven't seen anything yet from Microsoft, and maybe that'll change next month when they do their sort of next event. But anyway, some more games. Godfall, Gearbox says it's 2020. It says December though, so I don't think it's actually going to be coming out at the launch of the console. It's maybe a few weeks afterwards. This is from Gearbox Games. It looks like a looter shooter. It looks like something
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. It looks like something I couldn't possibly, even if I tried harder than I've ever tried at anything in my life, I couldn't care any less about Godfall than I do at this moment in time.
Yeah, but if you kill loads of things, like you kill like 200 things, you'll get like a piece of gold. And then if you collect 20 gold, you can get some gauntlets that'll like be red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But could I possibly maybe get some purple ones though?
Well, that'll cost you 40 gold.
Right. So
that means you have to kill like 1 million.
So if I go and do that thing maybe like every day for a month, then I can
if you do that a lot,
take out the purple one.
Then you got your purple gaunts, mate. And then you'll look sick, I get those blood.
On, I'll be more powerful. But of course, so will the enemies be more powerful.
You'll probably go to a social area where every cunt's got purple gaunts as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's that sound?
You know, I'll get through that content and then maybe I'll wait for season 2 of Godfall.
Yeah, get that season 2, and then those purple gaunts you got. Gotta get some new. Gotta get new purple gaunts. These purple gaunts, extra finger.
There's another finger on them.
Yeah.
They got like a little lightning sign on them.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. There you go.
Fucking new. That's Godfall, buddies, from Gearbox.
Sort your life out.
Gearbox 3D Realms for a third time over some sort of Duke Nukem Forever scandal, buddy. If anyone wants to hear about that, then this isn't the time or place, but give it a Google. Pragmata from Capcom is a game that's coming out in 2022. It's a game that looked very, very nice. It was like a robot Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. He's in New York. There's no one about. But then there's a little girl there, and then they're on the moon.
They get sucked out. I thought... First thing that I thought was fucking Truman Show. When they get sucked out of that hole. I thought, fuck me, Truman Show. Probably not, different. Though.
No, probably not. That's that game. That's not out for ages. It was meaningless. Solar Ash. This is a solar version of you.
This is me in sun form.
Sun form, yeah. This is from Heart Machine. This is coming out in 2021. And this looks rather nice.
Looks fine. Watching it now. Some sort of black hole. What do you actually do in the game? Oh, this was like the Journey game.
It's got a Journey as.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks interesting. Could be. I'd say it's a lovely 4-hour game. This
could well be, buddy.
That's what I'm saying. It is. Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's more of an experience. You know, one of them games.
They made Hyper Light Drifter, which was like a sort of 8-bit roguelike where you're a little spaceman. It's 2D, looked like Master System game, and I tried to get into it, and I did not get into it.
He didn't get into it.
I won't get into this.
It's true.
NBA 2K21 from 2K Games.
I'm not putting that trailer on right now, so
I don't know anything about that.
Sweaty men. That's what I got
sweaty
out
men,
from that. Sweaty
loot
men.
crates, and pinball, casino, fucking pachinko, spin the wheel. That's NBA. It's coming out at some point. I don't really care when. Hitman 3 from IO Interactive, buddy.
Hitman 3.
It's coming January 2021. Is a weird thing.
Yeah.
Just missing the old launch there.
It's close.
I suppose. Yeah. I mean, it's close enough that it's exciting. Like, if you did sort of adopt early, then you're like, fucking Hitman in January. Like, probably nothing else, but Hitman in January.
I need to play more Hitman 2. I need to finish Hitman 2. I don't know why I haven't.
Yeah.
Just haven't. I need to do it.
I just got a bit fatigued with it. I played too much of it, the first one.
Yeah, I think I played too much of the first one as well. You're right. I think that's what it was. And I'm like, I got to learn all these new levels. I already know all the old levels. Why should I learn the new ones? Probably because I should learn it, and it's a good game. Hitman 3, though, looks like it's going to fucking kick off, though, which is nice.
Fucking sweet. Yeah.
Yep.
The end of that trilogy, by the looks. So there. Ghostwire Tokyo. This is from Tango Games. This is coming out in 2021. This is the game where there's all of the people, and then suddenly there's just clothes, and the people are gone. It's got some supernatural shit going on. It looks sort of futuristic-y, which is kind of cool. It looks very nice. I'm very interested in it. Looks like there's some superpowers going on. There's some motorbikes. There's, I don't know what else you want. Like, what's wrong with you? Just grow up. So, yeah, that's Ghostwire Tokyo. What did you make of that? What did you make of that?
Yeah, no, mate, I'm out. Freaky deaky shit going on there. No. I'm not all about that. No.
Goodbye Volcano High by Co-op, but with a K and an underscore, because they're really like street. It's a timed console exclusive coming out in 2021. It reminded me of Hatterful Boyfriend.
Yes, in terms of, totally. I was like, what is this?
Yeah. Not for me, Jeff, but it's there if you want. Little Devil Inside. This is from NeoStream. This is also a timed exclusive. It has no release date, but it was a kickstarted game, and it was originally supposed to release in 2016. So all bets are off on that one. And finally, to finish, I've grouped them together. We've got Resident Evil 8 Village. And it's a Capcom game launching in 2021. And Resi 7 was a fucking masterpiece. So who's to say that this won't be brilliant as well?
I'm sure it'll be fucking brilliant. But
graphically, it didn't look very nice to me from this trailer. But, early doors. It's going to be a good one, that one, in terms of hype and sales, I'd imagine.
Indeed.
It's a good thing to show off at this sort of event. And finally, and with that in mind, the long-awaited Demon's Souls remake, a game that only really launched on PS3, is from Software. It's got an unknown release date, but it looked really nice, like really nice.
Graphically, it's insane. There's a technical word for it, but the fog. I wanted to say volumetric something. I feel like that's the right phrase, but yeah,
I think volumetric is certainly in the right ballpark.
Yeah. The fog and lights, they look really good.
They did look really good, and obviously it's different with this because you've got a point of reference. This was already a game, so you can kind of see where they've taken it in a sort of Final Fantasy VII remake kind of way, and it looks thoroughly impressive. It's just the art style those guys kind of bring to the table makes everything look even better than it. So yeah, there's your games. There's all your games. That's the PS5 reveal. What do you think overall? Quick summary, buddy, from you.
Well, I think the fact that we've spoken about it for about an hour means, well, compared to not really speaking about whatever the fuck Xbox did, means a lot.
They're literally having to go again. Microsoft, aren't they? Because they
luckily they can go again. Well,
too early with the previous one.
I wasn't that impressed with the games that they show. They showed.
There was nothing. There was nothing at that show back in, was it April or May? There's nothing there that I wanted.
Really, I was like, oh wow, okay, I should get this. I was like, okay, they're games that are coming out that, yeah, they look good, but I couldn't give a fuck about. At least in here, there was at least 4 games that I was like, yeah, I actually really want to play them, which was a bonus for PlayStation. I've said it already. A couple of these games really stood out for me. Be Definitely. It graphics, lighting, general visual. Like the main thing, the only thing that you can really get out of watching these things is the visuals. So yeah, that's what's going to grab you. No, exactly. And until we see actual gameplay, or have a demo, we can't really assess these in any other way than apart from that looks really nice.
Absolutely.
So on that, then yeah, like there was a few here that really stood out, and I was like, wow, cool. That looks interesting, or that looks really, really nice.
It was a good show, and although I wasn't hugely impressed, it's my issue is with the next gen as a whole rather than Sony specifically, and I'm going to have to take whatever I can get, because no one's, other than KFC launching their console, of course.
Beautiful.
There's not really much else going on. So, yeah, it looks like a great selection. Straight off the bat, the first thing that I do when I see...
Fucking Madbox will come out in a couple of weeks and be like, boom!
Come on, a slightly
fucking Madbox.
Single launch title of the Fast and the Furious game. There it is for you. The first thing I look at when a new console is coming out is if I'm buying this console, I want there to be 4. I want there to be 4 games that I want immediately.
Was there 4 games you wanted on the PS4 then?
From the launch selection,
I don't remember
PS4. 4. There was.
I don't really remember any.
I wanted a next gen FIFA. I actually wanted Black Flag, which was a launch title.
Yeah.
At the time, I had a vague interest in Assassin's Creed, and Black Flag looked great, and it was great.
It was actually fantastic. Yeah.
Resogun.
Really? No.
Yeah. I thought that some of the stuff.
Drive Club was there, buddy, but that got delayed several years.
I liked the look of Blacklight when we played it at Eurogamer. I thought that was really cool.
It was good. I see. What I think now is obviously the distance between the 360 launching and the PS4 was a fucking long time, and once again, it's been a fucking long time. So I don't think it's. Obviously, like I got the PS4 Pro. I got my PC as well. I did a rebuild last year. So at the moment, I'm not too super hyped about these next generation of consoles. Like you said, you want more, but I think as someone that hasn't purchased like a PC or a console for how many years now? 6, 7? I think you're like, I just fucking want something.
I do, and I'm willing to jump in because of that stupid excitement, and because I'm not willing to give up on all of the joy. Like this last 7 years, I've become a horrible old cynical grizzly prick.
Yeah, but at the same
I love
time, it.
I'd still like to at least hold some slight sense of hope and joy. That I could get sort of excited about some super new toy and have a lovely time, and that's kind of what I'm aiming for here. Anyway, 4 games. Last of Us Part 2 was another one, by the way, because Last of Us 1, sorry, the remaster, because I held off buying it on. I was excited for when that arrived, and the same with GTA. I knew that those were in the pipework. But the graphics on Killzone Shadowfall really sucked me in with the PS4, and I thought it was a good
gorgeous looking game.
Need for Speed Rivals as well looked the part at the time, and I
was not a great game though.
It wasn't. On this time round, I'm looking at the 4 games that I will buy at launch, buddy, and one of them will be. There's an EA show tomorrow. It's worth noting. There's an EA show tomorrow. They've announced this X-Wing follow-up, this Star Wars game, which will obviously be dog shit because it's being made by EA. But that's exciting. I'm hoping that they're going to show an exciting new FIFA with a new engine. That's not going to happen either. But in terms of what we've talked about this evening, if I am buying this thing day one and picking up 4 titles, then those titles are the Spider-Man standalone DLC, Gran Turismo 7, Kena Bridge of Spirits, and Deathloop.
Yep. On board with all 4 of them, buddy. Right, okay, there we go. We're done. Let's buy it now.
Let's go.
I'm there. Let's do it.
And yeah, Xbox has got a lot to do to. I think we're very, very firmly in the PlayStation camp right now. The 2 reasons are we've got all of the PlayStation stuff. We've got PlayStation VR, and we've got steering wheels we expect to work with PS5, and then on top of that. The console exclusives look to be infinitely better than the Xbox, and it doesn't matter which one's more powerful if what you're playing on
the enjoyment factor,
Halo 8 and Gears 6, like I couldn't care less about those.
No, I don't want that.
For me, it's PlayStation, and if you look at the power of the PlayStation and look at how much it would cost to build a PC of comparable power, you're probably looking at £1,500 for that PC. And therefore, PS5 is the most obvious and basically only option, in my opinion, out of those 3 things. What do you think?
I'm still worried about the peripherals. Obviously, PlayStation VR is going to work, but if our wheels don't work, if my headset doesn't work, that's quite a lot of shit that isn't going to work that I'm going to want to be using. So I don't know. I think, as I said earlier, because I've had gradual upgrades over the past few years, I'm not chomping at the bit to get this thing. Obviously, I want to know more before these things come out, which obviously that's just true. I want to know how much it is at the end of the day, how much dollar bills I'm going to be putting down on this thing. But yeah, if those things that you say are correct, then PS5 for me.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much, just because of the nature of how this year has gone and the fact that I've had to spend the last 4 months sitting in this flat, I've been working my fucking ass off in my bedroom, paying off the credit card, clearing the fucking air. And for those, there is no way at the start of this year, if you'd said to me, will you be buying a next-gen console at launch? The answer would have been 100% no. The answer is now, because of just the way things have gone and the fact that I feel like I fucking deserve it.
That you can do this.
100% yes. It's highly. We're at about 90% here that I will not only get a PS5, but I will get one at launch.
Yeah, I've managed to be. I've been stashing away £30 like a month for the past 7-8 months or something. So yeah, I've got a nest egg ready for it, let's say, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah,
we'll see how we go. We've still got that Xbox event in July
for a pissed,
and well, we'll fuck off then, I think. And thanks so much for joining us, buddy. It's a bit of a long one this time round. We'd love to know what you think. Obviously, we've had a good old in-depth discussion there about the next-gen stuff. Let us know how you feel about how things are looking, whether you're excited, whether you're not, what you're looking to perhaps pick up yourself, what you're looking forward to. And we should have more to talk about next week with that EA event. I'm sure they'll be announcing lots of stuff we can mock. So that'll be lovely. Thanks so much, buddies. We will catch you next time. Until then, I have been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.